Hi everybody, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in for another segment of our craft hour. I'm here today at Pigeon Hill Studio and we are going to be doing some paper mache. So while some of you are taking a couple of minutes to get all of your items arranged and ready, because today's episode is going to take a lot of equipment, if you will. So we're going to need some water, some flour, some bowls, tape, paper, possibly foil, form to paper mache onto. We're going to give everybody a couple of minutes to gather those things if they haven't already. Also note for parents, moms, dads, grandparents, guardians, if you are helping a little one today, it's going to get a little messy. So make sure we have, today we're wearing aprons to help protect from some of the mess. If you need just maybe outside clothes or anything that you might need to clean up some of the mess, because it could get a little messy. I'm also going to talk a little bit about the rest of the schedule for this week, and that will hopefully get you prepared and to join us tomorrow. So come tomorrow. Tomorrow, our lesson will be a drawing of a bunny, and we are going to be going live with Miss Linda tomorrow. And she's asking for the same material list that we had yesterday, and that will be markers, a Sharpie marker if you have some, paper and pencil. And we'll be doing a drawing of a bunny, and I'm sure Miss Linda will give us some instructions on how to decorate that drawing, how to finish the drawing, and how to color like she did yesterday. It was great. And if you didn't get a chance to see yesterday's episode, you can view it again on our Facebook page. It should be there for you to watch. And Friday, we will be doing a colorful collage with instructor Miss Jen Judd, and that will be from 1 to 2. And your materials there are going to be glue, magazine, catalogs, colorful paper, anything that you can glue down. I actually talked to her yesterday and she said old books that you want to tear apart, things that you can rip apart and just glue down into a collage. Any of those materials would be helpful and useful. And then Friday night, we're hosting a advanced painting session with Miss Linda Calloway again. It will be from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. And we're going to be painting a picture of a flower box filled with colorful flowers. So please tune in and bring your glass of wine if you're 21 and older, and we'll see you then. Okay, I'd also want to mention, because we'll still give everybody a couple minutes here, that at the end of all of these sessions and segments, whether you're watching us live or whether you're catching up and watching us at a later time, please, please, please send us images of what you've made. We want to see everything that you produced. We want to see all of the work. Include an image, your name and your age. Send it to Sama's Facebook page, or you can email it to us. Either way, what we're going to do is we're going to collect all of these images, and we're going to create a slideshow, and we're going to let the images roll through a slideshow. And hopefully when we're back open to the public, we're going to put it up in the museum, and you'll be in a museum. Some of your work will be in a museum. So please, please, please send us your images. We really want to see everything.
That's a great idea, Maureen. I love that. It's another way to show local art.
Exactly, absolutely. And everything that you're taking the time out of your day to make and produce, it's valuable. It's precious. It's a really good thing to have and to keep. Send us suggestions too if you have an idea for a show that you'd like to see, a craft that you might need a little help on. Send it in. I'd love to know what you're thinking, what you want. And comments, please. If you're enjoying this, let us know.
Do you have any questions about how we do things?
Yes.
Ask a question.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I had a quote yesterday. I have a quote today from my Bob Ross book, which I absolutely love. And I just want to start with that, and then I'm going to introduce Miss Mari-Pat, and I'll let her sort of take over. But today's quote is, "You'll never believe what you can do until you get in there and you try." And I think that is really special for all parts of life. You know, give it a try. You never know. So having said that, today is actually my first day ever paper macheing ever. I've never done it before in my life. So I am going to be learning along with you. We're going to do it together. And our instructor today is going to be Mari-Pat Beene, the owner of Pigeon Hill Studio, where we're filming. This is Mari-Pat, so
Hello.
I'm going to let her take it over.
Okay, so Morgan's never done paper mache.
Nope, never.
And actually, up until about 5 years ago, I had never done it either. And the first thing I did was this ginormous snowman.
Go big or go home.
Yeah,
Look
yeah,
at the
that's
size
right.
of that thing.
Yeah, it was pretty cute. And I did it for the alpaca store window display. And I used balloons and balls. And this is one of these big exercise balls. I don't think you can see it already
we
here.
should show.
It's pretty big, but you can see the ball is still in there. And I do need to take it out. But anyway, that's the first time I've ever done paper mache. And it's really easy.
He likes you. He's leaning towards you.
So as Morgan mentioned, we're going to need some supplies. And so just to go over the list again, you'll need newsprint or craft paper, foil, and this is for forming, and this is kind of a weird part but a fun part.
Okay, awesome.
Tape, scissors, flour and water, a bowl, a whisk, and you may want to also get some thin cardboard like toilet paper tubes, which I'm sure you have plenty of, or a cereal box like this. That way you can cut to make forms for something like this, or ears as a matter of fact, because today I'm going to be doing a bunny, and I have templates of the ears. So the first thing we need to do is we need to make our paste. And I decided on a really simple, no cook, no glue paste because it's just easier and it works. For what it is, you know, it works just fine. Just don't let your pets get near it because it is food and they'll eat it. So if you don't want to lose your paper mache product or project, don't let your dog near it. So the simple recipe for this is basically 2 parts water, 1 part. I'm going to use this metal bowl. We'll mix it together. Okay. And here's your bowl, and then here's my bowl. Okay. Can you hand me the whisk?
Absolutely.
And the measuring cup?
Sure.
Okay. Good. Okay, so first we'll start with the flour. This is a 1/2 cup. So I'll put 2 of these 1/2 cups in. And I'm not being very precise because
it's an art. It's okay.
It's
go with the flow.
It's okay. Oh, and I need this one too. That way, if we need to add more. So we have 1 cup of flour, and now we have 1 cup of water. And since it's a 2-to-1 ratio, we're going to have 2 cups of water. There's 2 cups of water.
2 water.
And all I'm doing is I'm taking my little whisk and stirring it. And if you have a handheld little electric one, go for it. That'll speed up the process. And the whole idea is just to stir it until
it looks almost like a lumpy milk right now.
Yeah, to stir it and to not allow for any clumps or lumps. And it should be the consistency of like pancake batter, but this is really runny, so
you want more flour?
I want some more flour. So just put in like a 1/2 cup. I like it a little denser, a little bit more pasty. I think that's good. So oh yeah, this is more like pancake batter.
There we go.
No, sorry, I can't show you. If I had a mirror above, like it was the cooking show, maybe it's good.
Maybe just hold the whisk.
This is nice. Okay. Yeah, see how this is more like pancake batter? You see it sticks to my finger.
It's all thinner on the thin side. Yeah. And these things are gonna take time to dry, guys. So we're gonna be paper macheing. We're gonna be, making the form and covering it with the paper and this plaster, which is it's a plaster mixture. And you'll have to set it someplace to dry. So you can see when she pours the consistency of that kind of flour water mixture.
It's okay to taste it, but it's not going to taste very good. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside. And now that we have our our paste ready, Morgan's gonna get a bowl and I'm going to get a bowl. And I'm gonna set this out of the way. And let's see, so next up is newsprint. Now I don't get the newspaper delivered, so I happen to have Bedford Gazette newsprint from an end roll, which I really appreciate the Gazette donating that to this business.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I really appreciate that. Or I do get the shopper's guide, and you could take it. Now I have a tendency to tear it like this, and it's really easy to tear, but sometimes it may not tear in nice even strips. And also you want to tear these in half, because trying to work with a strip that's this long is really hard to kind of wrap around it. So what we want to do is, we're just preparing our materials right now, and we just want to really rip these in half. So it's about 8-10 inches long. And if you don't like to tear, or if you're one of those people who can't tear a straight line, there are scissors. So Morgan, I'll give you a pair of scissors.
Sure, thank you.
And a piece of paper.
Very
so
good.
To make this task go easier, we can, no, well, we can just cut it in strips. You could just cut it like this.
Okay.
Basically. Sometimes if your scissors are sharp enough, you can just go.
Zip it right through.
Yeah.
This stuff seems to be a little bit better in terms of cutting with scissors, but that looked almost fun just tearing that up. It seems like kind of a fun project to just sit there and kind of shred the paper.
I prefer to tear it because cutting is tedious, and it doesn't have to be a perfect line. And then I also have some craft paper. Actually, it's gift wrap craft paper. And if you have something like that at home, that will work just as well. What won't work well is this newspaper that is slicker. The paper won't absorb, because it has a coating on, a clear coating, it won't absorb the paste as well. So try to avoid the slick stuff, but this Arby's BLT, it's good. So save this coupon, go to Arby's, and I'm just gonna try and rip.
Okay.
As much as I can in a straight line.
Yeah, and the line being straight doesn't matter. You just want the paper strips because you're going to mold and shape your pieces around the form.
Yeah. So Morgan, for not ever doing this, you seem to know how to do it. I'm impressed.
I know it in theory.
Yeah, if you're an artist, you could just look at it and like, oh yeah, I can figure that out. That's pretty easy.
That is the artist in me.
Actually, and that's how I kind of figured out how to do the paper mache that I did a few years ago. I just got balloon form and just started layering paper all around it. And the thing is, you have to put multiple layers. And you also want to, and I'll show you later, crisscross the layers, because if it's all going in a straight line, it won't be as sturdy. So you really want to mesh and crisscross the pieces of paper together. I think we're just about done, Morgan.
Yeah,
ripping is so much faster.
She's doing it so much better than I am. I'm on piece 2.
One of the reasons why I'm so good at this, you want to know the real reason why I'm so good at ripping paper?
Yes, please.
So when I was young, single, and had cats, because young single women have cats for company, I would run out of cat litter, and I would use shredded newspaper.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Cat litter.
That works.
I used to shred a lot of newspaper. It was very affordable. So if you ever run out of cat litter, shredded newspaper works really well. Right here in front of me, I wanted to show you a mask, and this is what my daughter Livia did when she was in Bedford Elementary, I believe.
That is so cool. Look at that.
It is pretty cool. It's kind of like it kind of looks to me like sort of half Frida, half Day of the Dead
Yeah,
mask, which is
yeah.
really cool. So I thought that I would kind of go this route using a form, and the form of my face being the form instead of what Morgan's going to do, a balloon. So the snowmen here, we're done with balloons. And you could do a whole head mask if you want, and cut a seam up the back and then wrap it around your head. But you'd need a really big balloon or a ball to do that. But for right now, we'll just do, we'll focus on a creative mask.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know, for those people, I know it's really early to be talking about Halloween, but this is where some of those great Halloween costumes can possibly stem from.
Oh,
Either doing some paper
absolutely.
mache masks or some sort of, you know, element to a costume.
I want you to come over here, and I will grab this sheet of samples to give you kids an idea. I can barely read that because I have my glasses on.
Okay.
And Connie Lynn said, awesome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
So I wanted to show you some samples of things that I printed out online to give you some ideas of what you can do as far as your mask goes. You know, here's someone who made a cat. Here's a wolf. And this one is actually really cool because it's just a mask, but it's painted so differently. It's kind of graffiti-esque.
Yeah.
To me.
A lot of colors.
This one, it kind of reminds me of a bull. This one is a Roy Lichtenstein,
Oh.
who's a pop artist, modern art, in the mid-century.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So anyway, I like how graphic his work is. And then one student did a paper mache mask with like a Lichtenstein take.
And that's great. And and what I was saying about before Halloween and prepping for Halloween, that'd be a great Halloween mask to, you know, if you didn't want to put the paint on your actual face, you could just make your own paper mache mask.
And here's Frida Kahlo. And someone did a mask with Frida. So this one I wanted to show you. It's a really simple mask, but right here they use those little
loofahs? Those look
I
like
don't
loofahs.
know,
What are
they're
those?
just those little fuzzy balls.
Oh, pom-poms. The
balls.
pom-pom
That's
balls. Okay.
Yeah. And then these right here are really simple. Like this one's a simple mask, but if you really take a look at it, it's an elephant.
Oh, wow.
And
yeah.
then these right here are more Asian inspired Japanese masks. But I love how colorful and how simple they are.
Really
And this
colorful.
is just an image which shows just the newsprint on a shape before it's even painted. So that's what it's going to start out like. So at the end of today, when you're done with your mask, because this could take more than an hour because you'll have to put one layer on, allow it to set up, then you'll apply another layer. If you add too many layers at one time, it will take forever to dry and it may not be able to hold the shape. So you have to be patient with this. It doesn't happen quickly. And then once you're all done, you can paint it and send us your pictures.
Yes, please, please, please.
So
or
I'll
process
put this back.
photos. I'm happy with process photos. Show me what you started with, and then show me at the
Oh,
end how it finished up. That'd be great.
That's a great idea. Okay, so now Morgan is going to take, I'll get you started, Morgan.
Okay.
Morgan's going to take her balloon and she's going to examine it to figure out what's the best way, like how she wants to imagine what she's going to do with this.
And I think that after having seen all the photos that you've presented with the masks, I actually think I want to do kind of like a miniature mask, and I sort of see a bit of a face kind of shape here. So I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna tape it in a way that's how it's gonna orient. It's gonna be upright like this, and I'm gonna try and fashion like a little mask out of it.
So this is what you do. You just get a piece of
I'm gonna tape
paper.
it fast
Okay.
so it doesn't roll on me.
Okay.
So I'm just putting a little bit of tape on the little opening there, the little end there, and I'm using a bowl to help me too, to keep it from rolling on me.
Yeah. And so what you want to do is, I tend to kind of dip it a little bit, and then smear it down
Okay.
on both sides. You have to coat both sides, and then you just lay it down on here, and
Look
you
at that.
just kind of
Smooth it over.
smooth it over as best you can. And because she's using a round or more curved surface, she's going to have little kinks in there. Don't worry about that. You're going to have so many layers on top of it that that won't show, and you can eventually smooth it out.
Okay.
So do you want to show them?
Yeah,
what that
let me
looks
try
like?
this. Let me get in here. Here we
Okay.
go. I'm excited.
So here comes the foil. So what do we need foil for? The mask my daughter did, she basically based it on her own face. And I could see that there was one foil on the back of it that she took out so she could paint the inside. Guess I can show you that. Right here, you can see just a little piece of foil, and you can see the indentations of her, where her nose was, and her mouth, and her eyes. But even though this is more flat, that she didn't build up on it. So I'm going to take about 8 sheets of foil, all the same size, relatively the same size. 8 seems like a lot, but we need stability. Okay.
This is messy, guys. Just want to throw that out there. I'm trying real hard to not be messy, and it's messy. But it's okay. This all washes off really easy. Not a problem.
So I have 8 pieces of foil here, and the reason why I have 8 is it's going to make it more stable. Okay, so I'm going to kind of make it a little imperfect, and then what I'm going to do is foil in the face.
Foil in the face.
So I'm going to put it against my face, and I'm going to try and feel my nose and try just form it around my face. And I can't breathe very well.
So don't do it long. Make it quick.
Okay.
It's looking good.
Does it look like
It's
me?
starting to.
Oh, that's kind of funny.
It's starting to get there.
Oh, yeah, you can kinda
I can
see.
see your eyes and your nose.
Yep, I can see my nose, and I'm just going to shape it just a little bit more. That was fun. Oh, it looks kind of like big cheeks. I kind of like that.
It was reminding me of the that movie, The Mask.
Yes.
That green mask that he had
Yes.
that Jim Carrey wore. That's what it started to remind me of.
So actually, I like how the cheeks turned out because I wanted to make a bunny. So if I have big puffy cheeks,
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. that works for me. So now I'm just kind of curling the rest of this just to form my mask. I'm kind of curling it around and create the form. So you can take the edges of this, but you know, this curling this around on itself will help to take the place of the tape. Okay, I think I want to stick this on just a little bit more. Okay. Did I smear my makeup?
No, you're good. You did a great job. You did great.
Okay, so that's what I'm going to start with. Doesn't really look like much, but tomorrow it's going to look super cool. Okay, so then
I have to take your strips because I think I cut mine a little too big, so I'm stealing from your pile.
so, you know,
I'm gonna have
you
to
can
do.
always rip them.
I really like this size.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so
And then I'm gonna try some of your Christmas paper there too because I want to see what
Oh,
that does.
well, I was thinking you could use this, like if you have, say you want to create big puffy cheeks, if you want to do a rabbit, you can use the foil and to create your face, and then you can take tissue or newsprint and make them into balls like this, you know?
Oh yeah, to help
And then-
form that
Yeah,
shape.
and stick them, you can just use the tape to tape it onto your mask. So I was using this tube and kind of messing around, like if I was going to do a rabbit's nose, and I have my little rabbit sculpture right here, to kind of give me a visual reference of, oh, what does its nose look like? and how far does it come out, and how do I want to do this? So I started to like basically take a toilet paper tube, and then I cut one corner of it off, cut another corner of it off. So now I have something like this. So I'm thinking, oh, that could look like a rabbit's nose a little bit, maybe, or a pig's nose. And this one, I think I like this one better. I was thinking, oh, can I use this for teeth? Yeah, this is just all exploration.
Okay, that looks good. So you're using household objects, some other materials like toilet paper rolls, the tin foil, the tissue, to sculpt into the shape that will help you create that form that you want to do. Like she's doing this mask. This mask is going to be great. I can already tell. And that's really helpful. And it's a good way to reuse, recycle, repurpose. If you have these things at your house, and before you put them into the recycle bin, you can use them for something else really quickly before then recycle them a little later.
Yep. So I'm looking at this tube here, and I'm thinking, oh, this could be the rabbit's nose, and I will tape it on here to make it take up more space, and that way I can layer over it. So I'm just going to go with it. Because I can always add more layers on top. Oh, that's the wrong one. If you're, I know unicorns are really popular. Who likes unicorns?
Yes,
Yay!
I love unicorns. I have 4 nieces that love unicorns. And they actually really like bunnies and rabbits too, so this is super special.
Okay, so I'm gonna dart this just a little bit. And darting is basically just cutting a little bit of triangles in, because it's not fitting well when I go to lay it down. It wants to go against me, so I just wanna form it a little bit. But why I mentioned unicorns is, if you would like to make a unicorn horn.
Oh, yep. Sam Bedford agrees with the unicorn.
You can get a piece of cardboard. I'll just see. And we can try and make I almost want to make a triangle. See how this works.
Are there any questions at all so far, guys? You following along okay? If you do have a question or a comment, or you like what you're seeing, shout it out. Just type it. Let us know. I've got a helper here, Beene, who's helping me today. She's going to read it out loud to me, since I can't. I'm occupied and I'm all ookie-gookie.
So if you want to do a unicorn horn, just make a triangle and roll it so that it's tapered, narrow on top, wider on the bottom, and then just tape it. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You could use a piece of paper, but it won't be as stable. Basically, I did that for the snowman's nose. And then, in order to attach it, maybe I'll make a unicorn bunny. I'm cutting the edges up so that when I go to put it against the mask, I can flare it out and have surface to tape it to.
Jenny Jude loves unicorns. And she's also learning how to use Facebook.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, I'll just do a unicorn bunny. That sounds like fun, doesn't
A
it?
unicorn bunny,
Yeah.
yes.
So I'm just going to take my piece of cardboard and
Well, that's perfect. That's perfect. That gives you a great basis of the shape that you want to form.
Right.
And we're gonna help Jenny get through her paper mache and her using the Facebook. So keep watching, Jen.
Okay. So now I have my form just about ready.
And I feel like on the that movie that Chevy Chase is playing, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation or Family Vacation, where he is trying to turn the pages and it sticks to him. Everything is sticking to
It's
me.
sticky. Oh,
like
yeah.
after the tree sap on
And
his
here-
hands. Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Handy little
I'm
wrap for
making
ya.
quite a mess, so I will use that in a moment.
Okay. So here is my mask. But you know what? I'm missing a few things. I'm missing ears.
Oh. Looky there. You
Look.
got a
I
pattern.
got some ears.
Got some ears.
So this ear looks pretty big, but you know what? This is a big mask. So this does take some time. As you can see, Morgan's already into it with her simple design of a balloon
Yep.
mask. And since I'm using a foil form, it's taken me a little bit longer.
That's okay.
Yeah, and that's okay.
That's okay.
I mean, what else are we doing, right?
Oh, well, yeah, and honestly, I'm having a blast getting messy, so when you're ready, I'm gonna help you mache over there.
Okay, that sounds
I'm
good.
taking this mache here, gonna put it right over there.
So I'm not gonna double this up and try and cut it because it's way too thick to cut with scissors. But what I am going to do is I'm going to tape this on the back side, because if I tape the outline of the paper, I'm just gonna cut it off and it's gonna shift, so. See that? It's like magic.
Should am I too many layers deep on this, or should I stop, or
Well,
or keep going? Am I okay to keep going?
you're okay to keep going,
Okay.
but think about your edges. When you're working on the balloon,
Okay.
how are you gonna finish your edges?
I don't know yet.
So,
Okay.
how
I'll have
far
to look.
around that balloon are you going to go?
You know what? Let me go. Let me keep going.
Yeah, you can just do an entire.
Yeah.
Now, you know what, I just remembered I did make paper mache before. When my kids were really young and I was a stay-at-home mom, I used to go all out on birthday parties, and I used to make their piñatas.
It's awesome.
And I did a Powerpuff Girl head one year.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, it was so much fun. Yeah, so it's been a while.
This could be a very small piñata
Yes, a very small piñata.
for
You know, another fun craft to do with a balloon, I used to do this as a kid, and it involves string. We used to use colorful string, just cotton string, not the synthetic stuff that's out there today, but you can find some real thin, colorful cotton string, a balloon, and fabric starch.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and what you do is you wrap the balloon entirely in string so that hardly any of the balloon is showing. It's a lot of wrapping. And then you dip it in fabric starch, you know, the stuff that they used to use when they ironed to keep your, you know, clothes stiff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then you just let it dry. And then once it's dry, you know, you hang it up on the string and it's hanging down. Let it dry. Pop the balloon, which is always the fun part because then it shrivels really weird because the starch is on there. And then you cut holes out of each side so that it looks like an Easter basket. So you have, and we used to stuff it full of,
Oh wow.
you know, grass and
Yeah.
put candy in. It was fun.
That sounds like another episode for another day.
oh
Maybe
my
next
gosh.
week.
Hey, we could do that.
If you guys are interested, let me know. Send me comments. We can make this happen.
So now I'm cutting the end of this ear right here so that I can attach it to the mask. And at the same time, I'm also going to shape this rabbit ear. So I'm bending the cardboard in form because this does not make for a pretty ear.
It can be a little
So,
better, yeah.
I am,
With that curve and that form, it's gonna register a lot more like an ear.
yep. So I'm going to also kind of break up the fibers a little bit. And it'll still be stiff. And I don't have to put too much paper on here because it's already cardboard, but I do want it to have some type of weight rather than super thin. So here's one ear, one rabbit ear. Here's another rabbit ear.
Oh, that's cute.
And if I want, I can even bend an ear down or over a little bit. I really want to smash this up to give it some character. Like that. See?
That looks great. And it looks like it's kind of, it's gonna be folded over in a way that makes the bunny a little more realistic.
Yeah. Rather than straight up.
The bunny unicorn, bunny unicorn, more realistic.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and take this ear.
Sandy Jones just finished her foil mask.
Oh, very good. Awesome. Good job, Sandy.
She finished it?
Foil form.
Of the form.
Sweet. Very good. That's wonderful. Please send me photos if you have a moment to take a picture before your hands get messy.
Okay, so here's one rabbit ear on.
Yeah, it's starting to really make the shape and the form of a unicorn bunny.
So see, people, you can get creative. It doesn't have to be anything realistic at all.
Nope.
And I'm gonna bend this ear over a little bit too.
It's whatever you want it to be.
Yep. How many people out there have done paper mache before, or is this your first time?
Oh, that's a good question. How many first timers? Message in. I know this is my first time, and it's a lot of fun. And it's messy, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun. I can see myself doing this for Halloween, absolutely.
Oh, and I wanted to make a note that this paper mache paste, if you don't finish your first layers, or your first layers are taking a long time to dry and you come back at this tomorrow, put it in the refrigerator so that it doesn't spoil, because it is food and it can spoil if it's left out. It can get moldy and a little smelly, and you don't want that to happen.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I guess it is flour.
yeah,
so.
yeah, it is flour, so yeah, it would. Okay, now this is a wonky-eared bunny unicorn.
It's a rare species.
Very rare. Okay, so right now I'm just gonna clean up my work area a little bit, because now it's time for me to sling some flour.
Sling some flour.
Yeah.
Here we go. We're both gonna have ookie gookie hands here in about a second.
So I like to build sculptural things out of clay, typically, because they last a lot longer. But this will be fun. Okay, so I'm just grabbing paper, gonna dip it. Well, mostly smear it with my fingers.
It's a very that's a great term, schmeary. It's a schmeary.
It's a shimmery kind of thing.
It's a schmeary
Now,
thing.
if you have a mask and you want to actually use it so that you can wear it, you can cut the eye holes out of your mask and then add tape around the eye holes so that the foil doesn't get damaged, or that it's a more even surface to wrap your paper mache around. I decided not to. I'm just going to use this for decoration, I think. Maybe I'll mount it on to a piece of mat board.
It would be a good Halloween decoration for your front door.
Yes.
That bunny unicorn.
Yeah. Now, that's actually a really good point to bring up. These are, of course, water soluble.
Oh, yes.
So once you paint this, you can put a top coat on of like Mod Podge. I was looking for my Mod Podge just to give it a nice seal, and that will help to keep it
Okay.
the color longer, keep it together. Mod Podge or Elmer's glue.
Does the fellow behind us have Mod Podge
Yeah,
on him? Okay.
I layered him up with a couple layers of Mod Podge.
And it almost has like a sheen to it. There's like
Yeah.
a nice.
Yeah, Mod Podge comes in like matte or glossy,
Oh, okay.
and you can buy that at Walmart.
I'm sure that gives it, well, it makes it look finished. It's a nice finishing touch.
Yeah, Mod Podge is usually used for decoupage.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you have, you want to build up some layers on your mask. Say you want to build up some eyebrows, you can get some paper, kind of twist it around like so, and then of course soak it
I'm gonna try this on my balloon.
and apply it to where you would want some thicker areas.
All right.
Or say we're doing, something with a, I don't know, it gives it more expression rather than something completely flat.
Just glue it, twist it on itself and glue it right fast.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna try with this long piece, which might be a little tricky, but we'll give it a whirl. Can't hurt to try.
And right now this is really malleable, it moves a lot, and it's kind of loosey-goosey, but as this dries, you're going to be amazed at how stiff and more sturdy. And as you can see, Morgan's doing a great job crisscrossing her paper instead of going straight up and down.
That overlap is helpful.
Yeah, it just helps to create it's kind of like when you work with clay. You want to mix up all the molecules in clay to get them all tangled up, because that makes clay stronger. So yeah, I talk about clay a lot because I have a clay studio and I love it.
It's beautiful. In fact, the bowls that we're using, I believe, they were fired here? Is that correct? Yeah. Yes. They're beautiful.
Thank you,
You're very welcome.
Morgan's a talented potter.
I'm kind of a beginner. I'm learning.
She's a beginner.
Well, she taught me. I don't know if you saw the coffee mug I was drinking out of earlier. That actually is a hand-thrown mug too. Mari-Pat has some hand-thrown mugs and other stuff. There's a bunch of other things around the studio here. Well, my hands aren't so dirty. I'll grab a couple and I'll show you guys some of the gorgeous things that she makes.
Oh, there's a variety of potters that come in, and
Yeah.
we have some new and aspiring potters that are now coming in, so it's really fun to have.
It's exciting.
I
That's
enjoy it.
great.
Good inspiration, and everyone has, we're all potters, but we all have our own style.
Yes. Which it's helpful to, and it's indicative of art to all be unique and kind of your own voice and your own, it makes things interesting, it makes things fun, it makes things different, it's not so predictable. You've got a lot of variety when you have different people and different voices. It's just like two scribbles are not, no two people scribble the same way, like a hand signature.
Yeah.
Makes it really interesting.
So if you're really impatient and want to expedite the drying of this, you can always put it in front of a fan, or you can take a hairdryer to it, but that's loud and takes a lot longer than you think. But that's an option. Or put it on top of a heat source like a radiator, not in front of an open flame. Use common sense.
I feel like I have a big gooey balloon.
That's
It's pretty much what it is right now. This big gooey balloon. I'm trying to build up a spot for it to rest, so when it's upright, it can sit. Oh, it might be a neck. Maybe I'm building a neck. I'm building a neck.
See,
it's now a
isn't
neck.
this great? That's actually a fantastic shape.
Yeah, for a face, right? Yeah, actually, this I kind of was thinking in terms of a rabbit. That might be a good.
That's awesome.
Rabbit head.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll finish this off with some ears or something.
Yeah, and I have a variety of different sizes of ears.
Oh, perfect.
So you can take a look
Perfect.
and see which one works for you.
That's great. I feel like
This
I need
might be a good size, or you can even take this one and cut it down smaller.
I like it. I like that a lot.
It's
That's a
funny,
good
most
portion.
people
Use
think
this one.
that the rabbit ear is just this straight thing. But if
Mhm.
you think about it,
It's got this curvature to it.
it has curvature to it, and you take this flat shape and you kind of curve it around, and this kind of kinks in, and we use this to, apply it to the, well, for me, I use this for clay, but you can really shape it so that it looks more like this rabbit here, right here. See, that's big
That's
shape.
beautiful. That's a nice shape too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the French lop, I believe they call them when they're that big and floppy.
I
The French
love 'em.
lop rabbit
It's cute.
makes for a good Easter bunny.
So now, as far as decorating these masks go, you have to wait until they're dry and hard, and then you can use acrylic paint. You can use acrylic in a jar or a tube. This one is a lot thicker. You have to add water to it. So I would recommend this like folk art stuff that you can get at Walmart. It's super cheap. It's like $2 or $3 for a really big bottle. And it comes in many, many colors. Or if you have tempera paints, you can use that. That's a good non-toxic, kid-friendly paint. And another fun thing you could do if you want to add details, like in the mask I showed you earlier, you can use these Sharpie paint markers.
Oh, nice.
And they have different tips. They have fine tips, wide tips, round tips. So you can really have fun detailing this, or you could just, paint it 1 or 2 colors. Or just go, Picasso, make a flat mask and have one eye here and one eye there.
Glue
And
things and paint it and marker it and, craft it, completely craft it.
yeah, I really love kids' art. And I especially love it when...
Hi, Ginger.
I especially love it when parents don't help their kids, because the art is so much better than the parent who tries to control what their kid does, because the parent thinks that one eye needs to be here and one eye needs to be here when a kid wants to do it this way. I mean, it's so much more interesting. So if your kid wants to paint this, let them do what they want to do. The only thing you need to monitor is the mess.
Let them have complete creative freedom.
Yep.
Just let them do. Just let them do
There's
what they
no
do.
right, there's no wrong. They're happy with what they're doing.
Which is really the most beautiful part about art, in terms of, there is no right or wrong.
Mhm.
It can just be. It is what you want it to be. And
Yeah.
if it speaks to you, that's what it's there for.
So my ear's starting to flop down. So if you have any, I need this to prop it up because it's not well secured. Tape doesn't really want to stick to full hill.
Yeah.
And this, I'm using painter's tape, so.
I tell you, I thought I'd be done with this by now, and I'm still going strong. I was going to help you, but I'm doing just fine trying to get this collar to stand up in shape. It's a lot more intricate than it looks. It's a lot more kind of a delicate process in a way to get the paper to lay just the way you want it to be.
Mm-hmm. And if you can always tear your paper into smaller strips to get into tighter areas.
I think that's actually a good idea. I think I'm gonna give this bunny, because I am gonna turn him into a bunny, a bow tie.
Oh, cute.
And I may have to add that at a later time because I don't have the foil down yet. Is this
You
something
don't need
that?
the foil. You can
Okay, just kind of
you can
keep-
even cut it out of a piece of cardboard and then
wrap it around that.
wrap it around that if you want, or you could just fashion it out of paper.
Let me try that. Let me see if I
that's
can
what
just.
I would do.
let me
I
see
mean,
if I can just,
it can be done. Or you could wait until that's dry and then add it.
Okay, so you can add later.
Yeah, you can add
okay.
later. Like this, when I first started this out, I just did the whole ball and then I added the nose later
Okay.
as one of the last layers. And I like how the brown craft paper
Yes.
has this just,
There's a color
I don't know.
scheme and a texture now.
Yeah.
Like it has an overall texture of, and it's almost it looks antiqued or.
yeah, but it's just brown craft paper.
That's great. That's awesome. So that's good to use too if you have that at home
Mm-hmm.
and you're wanting to achieve that. There's that style, that country style. It looks very country.
Yeah, that's actually in that description. All right, I'm looking for another prop. Fortunately, when you're in a clay studio, you have lots of clay items to use for props.
I'm doing this upside down. I love that I'm doing this because I don't know what it looks like. I gotta pick up my goo balloon and okay, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, so did something fall?
Oh yeah.
So here's mine. You can see it's just come along. Doesn't look like much, and this is just the first layer, and I'm going to add at least 2 to 3 more layers on this so that it's nice and sturdy.
That's gonna be amazing. That's really gonna be special. Why don't I shift gears? Because we're starting to wind down a little bit. I'm gonna start helping you kind of cover that whole mask surface so you have a little bit more. Are you good? You're good? You're having a good time over there? You don't
Well,
want
I
help?
just don't. I think it needs to be
Okay.
have too much more on it on this
Oh, okay.
first. I just need to get this back ear. Yeah, I think that would probably be pretty good.
Alrighty.
So is there anything else that we need to promote first?
Well, so we've got the rest of this will be the rest of this project will be to let it dry.
Mm-hmm.
Once you've finished forming and doing all of your paper layering, and then after it's dry, we would be either adding to it or coloring it.
Oh yeah, coloring it. Oh, the other thing too. Thanks, coloring it. You can paint it, and then
Hi, Ella.
Hello.
Ella says hi. Hi, Ella.
you can embellish it with feathers or.
See, there it is. Chevy Chase moment where it's the magazine paper is sticking to your head because
Okay.
it's got the trees
Or
out.
pipe
Yeah.
cleaners, or like these are old-fashioned trash ties. Do you remember those?
Oh
They
yeah,
could make really cute whiskers.
that's great.
I
I like the
if you wanted to
recycling aspect
pump
of that.
yours out. Safety pins,
Yeah.
ribbons. Yeah, there's all kinds of sequins. There's all kinds of goodies that you can embellish it with. I have all these fun little shapes. These all have holes in, but you can really.
Oh, the googly eyes.
Googly eyes.
Yes,
You
with the
can-
googly eyes.
I mean, you could get really creative.
That's awesome. I made one half of the bow tie. Nobody touch it.
Yeah, right. It's starting to sag a little bit, but
Okay.
that's go find
You know,
prop.
It's a droopy bow tie. I'm okay. I'm okay with it. It's droopy now. It wants to be droopy. Let it be droopy.
Okay.
Again, guys, if you're doing this at home and it may take a little while, please send us photographs. Send us what you're doing.
Yeah, show us your work in progress.
It drooped right off.
It did.
That's okay. That's okay. It's like essentially glue, so I'll just glue it back on, and
And
I'm gonna tilt him. I think
there
that'll
you
help.
go. Yep.
Let me tilt this way. Oh, this is this. Okay, yeah. There we go. I got it. Send us process photos, send us final product photos. Don't forget to send us your name and your age. I would love to see what you're making and how you're spending your time. Especially with this particular project, it is interesting and fun. It's a lot of fun. If you have little ones, this is a lot of fun. They're gonna love the gooey part. They're gonna love the sticky, icky, gooey bit.
Yeah, and the best thing is this doesn't stain, doesn't make
Yeah.
a terrible mess.
No, it's just flour
And
and
it's
water, so you just
non-toxic, right.
wipe it up.
Yeah.
Just wipe it up. I do recommend an apron and a wet cloth of some sort around to
To
help.
wipe your hands off
Yes, and
periodically.
If you're helping and you're the guardian, the parent, don't plan on using your cell phone anytime soon. It's not going to be a good situation. You're going to get glue all over, sticky mess all over your cell phones.
Does anyone have any questions?
Is there anything we didn't cover, guys? I'm looking for a nice wide piece. Wait, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it.
There's one
You know.
right there.
I'm going to go up too wide here. It's kind of zen too. We had some good music, some good tunes on.
Yeah,
I could do this all day.
yeah.
I could just stand here and
It's fun. I
paper
enjoy
mache
this.
all day. I feel like that should be a hashtag.
I can't wait to see how this is going to turn out.
Yeah, that's gonna be great. We need to do a follow-up segment where we decorate them.
You know, that's a great idea. Maybe we could do that next week.
I would love to do that. Yeah,
How about next Tuesday?
that sounds perfect.
Let's do that next
That's
Tuesday. So tune in next Tuesday at 1 p.m. and I will show you methods to embellish them.
To push your paper mache to the next level. Taking it to that next level. The mastery of mache. Ooh. I love it. Okay, guys, so I'm going to make a couple announcements just before we kind of sign off for the day. First, I'd like to thank you for joining us. Thank you so much for coming. Please send us your photographs with your names and your ages. I want all of the stuff that you made. Please send it to me. People that are coming into the museum when we're open to the public again, which hopefully is in the near future, they're going to really enjoy seeing all of the work that you made. So please, please, please send us the photographs. Suggestions on shows, please send us those. Comments on this show, I'm happy to read what you think. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you want to see more of. Just tell me everything that you want and need for the next couple of episodes. I'm lining up next week's shows tomorrow, so now's the time to get me your suggestions. Please let me know what you think and feel. And we'll be live streaming all of next week as long as I can get everything lined up. So just stay tuned. We're going to post that schedule on Friday. So Friday I will have for the following week the schedule of shows and crafts and subject matters. And Peggy says that she's covered and it was fun and it was messy. Thank you for joining us, Peggy. Enjoy the mess. Enjoy the fun. I'm glad you had a good time. That's wonderful. Thank you guys so much again. Normally I would hold up my Bob Ross book, but I'm a little sticky at the moment, and I'm not going to do that to Bob. But in the gist of what he was saying is you never know until you try. So I'm really happy that you're trying, and I'm really happy that you gave it a shot, because you don't know if you can do something until you give it a try, and that's a great motivation to try something new and to check it out. So send us, I'm gonna hold that up. That'd be great.
I'll hold that up.
So there's where you can get your pictures sent to. We're gonna collect them and hopefully repost them, and I'll keep you posted on the schedule. It should be posted on our SAMA Facebook page. And thank you for joining us, guys. I really appreciate it. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow at 1.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.